a very good question. Because at first I wasn't that on board about any of this, but our director of OER here at the university, he had planted a little seed in my head regarding the need for offering more OER in our language classes. Especially, I was reticent to think about things at the first year level because those books are very robust in their technology and their platform. So I kept thinking, there is no way we can replicate that, and students just love all that technology. And I remember clearly when he told me, yes, but having that technology and that robust platform, is that really going to justify paying $200-300 for that book? Could it be maybe a little less technological, but also free? And so that was about a few, like 3 or 4 years ago that Jonathan said that to me. And then I thought, well, you know, he's right. I mean, does some of the aspects of regular books justify their price when we could be looking at what other things we can provide for our students that are free? So at first it was more the free side of it, but second, it was also the curriculum aspect of it. I needed materials that addressed my students' learning needs better. Now, the third part of your question was then why a CC license? And that is a very good question because a lot of people are a little bit, ¿cómo se dice? Egoístas. I can't think of the word in English.
Selfish.
Selfish, yes, when you don't want to share, right? But I happen to work with a lot of teachers, and I understand the profound need for these materials in the rest of the community, in the rest of the country for that matter. And because I understand the profound need for these materials, I also know that not only do I need to share them, but they need to be adaptable, because when other teachers get these materials, their student population might be different than mine. So I didn't want to limit it for them in the sense that, yes, you can use it, but only exactly like it is. But no, you can adopt it, you can adapt it, and I'm not going to be selfish. And I'm not going to be selfish because I have a higher purpose in mind, which is, first of all, to serve students, to serve them well. And if my work can help serve these students better, that's all I care about. Oh God, now I can't remember like all the little NDs, share alike. I would have to look at it, but I use the most open one. But the only thing that I said is you can't use it for profit. They can't make money out of it, but they can adopt it, adapt it, do anything they want with it, tear it to little pieces, use whatever they want. They just can't use it to make money. Because I want this to remain free. I want this knowledge to remain free for everybody. Going back to my thoughts on social justice, I just can't imagine that something that I produced for it to be free can be used to profit. So that's the one thing that I didn't want at all. My webpage, I started it before I knew a lot about this. And I have 2 web pages. And so those 2 web pages, I started them before I had more knowledge regarding this. So I intend to, but probably not until the summer when I can go through it and make sure that there's nothing in there that could get me in trouble. Now, Jonathan from the OER place was telling me that you can do a thing where you write everything is this license unless otherwise specified throughout, but that's going to take a little time for me to go through it and make sure that I'm doing it right. So I have not actually put the stamp on them, but I'm hoping this summer I get to do that just to make sure that I'm doing everything right. I don't want to rush into it. But that is my intention, absolutely. And in fact, my website, my pedagogical website, whenever I present it at conferences, I tell people, go in there and use whatever you want. But the actual little picture of the CC thing is not in there. So the copyright part always is scary, you know, and I hope to learn more about that. And the way I've looked at it is I'm just super extra careful. A lot of my texts just link out, and that way I just feel like, oh, well, if I link out, you know. But then I just went to a thing the other day where they were telling us, you know, be brave, don't link out. Look at fair use, look at all these things. But I can understand how that is scary for a lot of people, because you certainly don't want to break copyright or break the law for that matter, right? But at the same time, I think if you work closely with somebody who is more cognizant and understanding of these things, then you can feel a lot more assured that you are doing things well. So in our case, thankfully, even though I'm not the one who knows a ton about this, about the licensing and the copyrights and things like that, we have our center where I can go with questions and ask and be reassured that I'm doing the right thing. So I guess the lesson from that would be, don't be afraid to ask for help and collaborate with others and ask the experts on the things that you don't know, and don't let that stop you from exploring this important way of sharing resources. Because just because you don't know doesn't mean that there's other people who can't help you with the parts you don't know.